What's the deal, family? Welcome back to another SOS podcast. I am Cameron, and this is my beautiful wife, Erin.
Hello.
What's going on, babe?
Oh, nothing. Just
Today we are actually like live recording. Like this is right now in the flesh. You're gonna get this today.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can.
Yes, we are. Which I mean, we're getting into a groove. We're trying to find our rhythm. We're gonna get into that in this episode. Okay. I have a this or that I literally just thought about. Okay, this or that. Would you rather listen to a podcast or listen to music while you are driving?
Oh, music.
Music?
Yeah.
Okay. That scared me. Audie.
Audie?
She just licked my leg, but I didn't know she was under me. Okay. So you would rather listen to music.
Yeah.
But what about just in general, podcast or music?
In this last year or so, podcast.
Okay.
I feel like with music, for me, I don't get enough that I like to listen to. And nothing lasts more than, I'm going to say, a week.
In terms of like new music.
Yeah, but like, I guess I'm used to something dropping and it just marinates. Now something comes out, I'll listen to it for the week and then I don't want to listen to it anymore.
Yeah.
So nothing
it's like old news.
Yeah, it's just like,
we really do listen to the same stuff when we get in the car.
Yeah, so, nowadays podcasts, but I just feel like, first of all, no good R&B is being dropped. If you hear some, drop it in the comments and let me know, put me on game, because I know typically R&B is like underground.
Yeah.
And that's what I prefer to listen to. But nothing is it's not worth my while.
Sticking.
So like podcast is hidden for me right now for sure.
Yeah, I would say I really haven't been listening to podcasts for real. Like I went through my podcast era. Yeah. I think now I need to find podcasts that I just really love. But I would go music just because I haven't been really listening to podcasts. Now, when I find good ones, then I do really like to listen to them. But I kind of have to be in the mood. Like I like to listen to them when I'm working out sometimes, but I haven't been to the gym. And then when I'm in the car, like I'm not in the car for long enough to really get into a podcast episode. And then I can't really listen to them when I'm working because I'm either trying to listen or trying to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it doesn't work. But anyway, let us know what you guys think.
And all the podcasts I listen to are like
they're all sports.
Yeah,
they're all the same.
So
they all talk about the same stuff.
It's not the same stuff. They're different.
No, they're all the same.
I got a few that like a couple of men's group one men's group that I listen to.
Really?
But, yeah, that's about it. But it's like I like the sports. I like the camaraderie that I get to see the guys. Chopping it up. It's kind of like
they all just sound like they're goofing off all day. Like
it's kind of like easy
episode.
to listen
I'm like, what are they talking about?
But it's
literally
funny
no topic.
It's multiple topics.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, what are we sipping on?
This is a passion fruit mint
Cheers.
Spritz.
Smells delicious.
It's a mocktail, by the way.
Yes, mocktail.
Because
We're not drinking on a Monday at
no libations.
2 p.m.
Yeah, whatever time it is. But obviously, we just hit parenthood. Well, it's over a month now, but we've had plenty of conversations about what it would look like for us. Now trying to get it back into work. Just our overall grind and what life looks like now for me and Erin, but also like taking others' perspectives and not putting them into ourselves, but kind of like making sure we don't agree. Mm-hmm. And something, I guess, a big one that seems to come up amongst a lot of people is the understanding that men simply can't push out a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay. It's okay for a woman to go through her, I guess, thing once a baby is here. But it's also not okay in my opinion, for a woman to hang that over a man's head, especially a man or husband or dad that is active in the best way he can. Mm-hmm. But there's only so much he can do based on what you allow him to do.
Yeah.
So
it's like this never ending I pushed the baby out.
Yeah.
And also like as a woman, I think in general, because honestly, like most of the time the woman's like doing all the research and like trying to, you know, like finding all the baby products and sees all the TikToks and does all the YouTube, like, you know, watches all the YouTube videos of what to do with the newborn and how to blah, 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 blah. And it's just like when the baby is here, as the woman, you naturally think you just know everything. You know, like I feel like that's a reasonable thought to have because, I mean, you're the mom, you carried the baby, you pushed the baby out, you done all the research, and you think you know, like, everything. Yeah. And it can be very easy to kind of look at the husband and be like, you're not doing it right, or you don't know, or whatever. And it's like, I think that it's not fair because obviously we're both the parents. And I also think that you never let the husband, I guess, learn on his own if you are always like pushing what you think is the right thing. What they call
helicoptering your husband.
Yeah.
Not your child, your husband.
Right. And I mean, we just haven't been operating like that.
We don't operate like that in general.
Right. We don't. But especially now with being parents, it's very much so, like, as I guess you could call it equal as it can be. There are certain things that I just have to do that you can't do, like pumping, you know, like you can't do that.
I can't do that.
But you can feed her.
Exactly.
So Cameron wakes up in the night and like feeds River and changes her diaper, and then I'm waking up to pump. So it's like we're trying to kind of like, when we say we're trying to find our rhythm, it's like we're trying to kind of like also figure out, okay, how do I step in best in certain moments or like situations, and
not putting it's not a who's turn type of thing for us. It's more like who's available in that moment and does it make sense, basically. Like so far River doesn't want to let us get through
I know she was sound asleep until as soon as we press record. Now she want to start tuning up. But yeah, I think that for us, we've just always kind of tried to have a synergy or like make our relationship our own. So that has really just carried into parenting. And we're also very blessed to both work from home, both work for ourselves. So that also makes a huge difference in how we're able to divvy up tasks and like our time.
But also that's the point of the conversation too, is like, if anything, for someone to understand that your situation is your situation. And even like how you were saying, like researching like all the TikToks, all the Googling, like raising a baby is not generic. Doing anything honestly isn't generic. There's no one way to all of this. I feel like that's the mindset that we've gone into it. Like it's just like you really got to figure it out as you go. You can watch as many TikToks as you want. At the end of the day, if I'm burping her and it's working and you're like, no, you're supposed to do it this way. I'm like, well, this is working. You're either going to listen or you're going to be, I got to find another TikTok. So, you know what I'm saying? Type of thing. And I feel like people do run into that. But that's the point. It's just like, make it your own. Make your experience your experience. The TikTok mom that's probably not your experience.
Exactly.
It's just simply not. Now, I'm not saying that they're all wrong. And I'm not saying
that. Her, babe? Because, like, really, she's just really over there just coughing and, Rivy, you wanted to be in the podcast.
I didn't even know what I was saying.
Yeah, me either. I just kept tuning out because I was, like, trying to listen to her.
To River.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like in general, that can be the way things end up being. And then you kind of have to step back as a woman and just kind of it's this TikTok and the mom is like silently screaming, like when your husband is doing something and you have to just like let him do it his way instead of like impeding. And she's like in the background, like silent screaming because she's just like, he's not doing it right, but I don't want to like interrupt him and like make him do it the way I think it should be done. But it's like, for me, I don't even feel like you're doing anything wrong. Like, I don't know. I feel like
it's like she knows that we stopped talking for the actual podcast, but once we start, she gets going again. No noise right now, literally zero, just chilling like she does.
Oh goodness, River.
All right.
But I don't really feel like, I feel like you're not doing anything wrong. Do we have like maybe different styles of doing certain things? That's just in general. But, like, I don't feel like, oh, my God, I hate how he, like, changes her diaper. Or, like, I don't think he's putting her outfit on the right way. Or, like, I don't know. Whatever
You're
that
not
thing
finding
would
ways
be.
to, like, I guess, be mad about something I'm doing maybe differently, I guess.
Yeah. Like, if we don't have the exact same method, then I'm not, like, pressed about it. Now, if there was something where I'm like, oh, you need to, like, I don't know, XYZ, or can you, I don't even have an example for it, but, like, then I would just tell you. Like, we just have that type of relationship where I wouldn't feel a way, like, giving you constructive feedback if I thought that it was necessary.
Yeah, but I feel like because of what we've nurtured in our own relationship, if you tell me something, I'm like, oh, then I must need to change it up.
Right.
Like, something I must really not be doing it right.
Exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I've just heard too many times, or I guess there's too many examples where there's this hanging fruit over the husband's or the dad's head where, like, nothing you're doing is right.
Mm-hmm.
And it all goes back to, like, the fact that I pushed the baby out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have got you pregnant then. I don't know. Did I? Like, are you mad that I got you pregnant? I don't know. Like, type of thing. I guess I just wanted to put that out there.
What about when we're like, what about as we start to have more independent time? Because, so for example, like Cameron will go to the gym in the morning sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're at a point where I'm okay with that. But I don't think, and I guess we're just now talking through this. Yeah, but like, I would prefer it to not be every single morning. If it's before she wakes up, then I'm fine with that. Yeah. But this morning, I was able to get up at 6. I pumped. Yeah. And then I went downstairs, got work done, actually ate breakfast, and then went upstairs and got dressed. So, like, I also had my own little morning time. Yeah. So I think that, like, having that today was like, oh, this was actually nice. Like, if I can get up, like, at least maybe 2 or 3 times a week on the off days or whatever, however we, like, decide to split our mornings. Yeah. Then that would be, like, good for me to be able to, whatever you want to do with that time, whether you go to the gym or work out at home or get work done or whatever, like, having a little bit of time before she wakes up, because it's like, once she's up and the day is going, you really just don't know, like, when she's going to fall back to sleep or when we're going to actually have time to, like, do things. So I think, that can also be another point of stress with babies is like, well, you get to go to the gym or you get to leave because a lot of moms are nursing or they're, whatever, pumping or have to, like, be close to the baby or feel like they have to be close to the baby 24/7. Yeah. And so it gives them this feeling like it's not fair. Like, you get to go and live your life while I'm stuck, basically caring for the child all day. And I mean, I feel like it's a reasonable thought to have, but it's just like, how do you feel about how we've been divvying up?
I think I don't even give you the option to even have those thoughts because I get up and I feed her and I go right to the gym. Yeah. Y'all are both asleep. So by the time I get back, y'all are just
waking up.
I got like 30 minutes before y'all waking up.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just like, I think about that stuff based on what I've always been hearing, even what I hear currently or whatever. And I'm like, okay, what can I do to actually make this fit for me? Like, I have the energy to do so. And sometimes I don't. I'm like, oh, man, I
need the rest today.
So I'm going to just go ahead and stay in the bed with them, and I'll just feed her again in the next 4 hours. Yeah. But I'll probably get up by that time. But so far, by week 2, I think I started going back to the gym in the morning. By the time we came home, like that following week.
Yeah.
But, I was like, well, when I get up in the morning, I told myself, this is the only time I'll probably get to get some activity going other than, like, holding her and lugging her around all day or whatever. And I was like, okay, if she gets up at 4:30, I'm going to stay up and I'm going to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all are both asleep.
Yeah.
And we're good. So I don't think I found a way not to even have you have that thought. Yeah. So I get it. Like, maybe I am proactive in that way. and I also just think that way. But I do, if you're not thinking that way, I still think it's, in a way, I get the thought, but I feel like instead of just having a thought, have the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like you just said, like you thought about it this morning because it was the first morning you woke up at 6
Yeah.
and actually got up.
And actually enjoyed it.
And you enjoyed it. So now today, for the first time, literally, you're like, oh, wait, I can get up early too.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, if we can do every other day, cool.
Right.
If you're gonna start getting up at 6:30, I'm like, oh, I'm fine with that. And
Yeah.
I'll find my other time to just, I don't know, go do whatever I gotta do.
Yeah.
But also it is also helpful that, like tomorrow, your mom is gonna watch her, so we have that to plan around, or whatever the case may be. You trying to grab it? So, but overall, just the regular dynamic, I think it's fair for both people to proactively think.
Yeah.
To think ahead. Took your psycho.
River, you got a lot going on. Short.
Right. Like, just to simply think ahead. Instead of playing the blame game, I feel like thinking ahead is more wise.
Yeah. And I think it's also how you express the thing. It's like, I'm not coming to you like, babe, it's not fair that you are going to the gym before we wake up and, like, I don't get my time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, we just don't communicate like that at all. So it's just kind of like, just say what you need. And, like, we'll figure out how we can make it work, I guess. So, yeah, I was just curious because I feel like a lot of women also have to be, like, I feel like a lot of moms have to be okay with just, like, being one, away from their baby if they're going to want the away time. And two, just, like, being just like, I don't want to use the word understanding, but, like, being more gentle in their approach with their husbands about what they actually want, because a lot of times, like, the guy just doesn't know all the time. You know what I mean?
He may know though. Like, I feel like it's been over a month, and no, I didn't do any Google research. Know,
like, okay.
I'm saying, like, I didn't do any Google research. I ain't been on TikTok, and I mean, I might see a funny reel here and there about a baby or something like that, but I feel like over the time so far. I'm not illiterate to what a baby needs now. Right. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to be like, oh,
well, I agree. I was saying, like, I wouldn't assume that he knows how you feel. So, like, if I never told you, okay, babe, I actually like the mornings, you would continue to
keep getting up.
Get up in the morning, and then I would never have another morning like that, and then I would be holding some type of animosity toward you for not letting me have another morning. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, like, sometimes the guy, like, he won't know if you don't say anything. Exactly. Like, let your husband or your man know, like, what type of support you need. Yeah.
If he guessing,
right,
he gonna keep doing what he already
exactly
doing.
So, I mean, I think we are really blessed to have each other, but also to, like you said, lean on other support, which has been so nice. Okay, so in terms of adjusting, how do you feel like we're adjusting so far?
I think it's cool.
You did not say that with much enthusiasm.
I think
it's cool.
It is. I feel like I'm always the one that's, like, in general, where I have a different perspective on different things that people experience in life, such as obviously having a baby. To me, the newborn phase isn't necessarily, like, fun. Like, it's, they're not doing much. They're sleeping, and, like, oh yeah, you may feel like you got time to do something, but at the end of the day, you don't. So I know people's response is like, well, wait till they get older. I'm like, well, look, we can't even record the podcast right now, and she's a newborn. I guess technically newborn still. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like there's at no point where you have something to do with the baby. Yeah. Or whatever the case may be. But, like, no, the newborn stage for me is not, like, fun.
No, it's not fun.
I think this is my baby is very adorable. Like, she gets me every day. I can't believe I wake up at night and just wake up, like, with energy just to feed her. So, but I don't call that fun. I call that, like, maybe drive or motivation. I don't know. I don't know a word for that, but I got to find one. But I wouldn't call newborn stage, like,
it's not exciting.
It's just, I'm waiting to be able to throw her up in the air or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Like play and do things.
Maybe her communication, I feel like, is pretty decent, though. Like,
okay.
She gives me that. But Like, I don't think she's making this experience hard. But yeah, I wouldn't call it fun, but so far it's cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In terms of just like the phase that she's in.
Yeah, like I don't think it's a hard adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the hardest adjustment was you.
Yeah.
So.
As in like postpartum.
Postpartum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you've been the more, well, not now, not in these last few weeks, but like that beginning 1 or 2 weeks, you were the challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
great way to say it.
I'm like, what word can I use? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for you was probably the biggest adjustment because you really had to like step in and do a whole bunch. And also like, I think that was a pretty seamless transition from those last few weeks of pregnancy because I really couldn't do anything then either. I was pretty much just like useless.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still going for long walks and like doing things like that, but I was just so freaking tired and over it.
I feel like this is the thing, and I wouldn't say you said have to. I wouldn't say I have to. I wanted to. Like, I wanted to make you feel as comfortable as possible. So you don't have to say you need to, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to ever turn our marriage into where you need to do 1, 2, and 3 type of thing, or you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I wanted to though. Mm-hmm. You know, I felt like not only were you deserving, yes, you did. To me at that point, yes, you did push out this baby. Yes, you did do a huge job. Yes, your body did do something that it's never done before.
Right.
So in that case, yeah, I stepped in ways that I didn't even know I could. But like, you know, it's still different things you're easing your way back into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not killing me though, you know? It's not like, oh, I wish you would hurry up. But again, that's where it's like, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
You know, it's like allowing you to ease your way back into what life looks like for you now. Mm-hmm. Like, life may look like, you know, I have a child. And it's like I added a child, but I didn't do anything by physical.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's where I find that portion into it. But I'm like, I have more energy. I'm willing to do more throughout the day. I'm like going to stay up. I'm not going to take a nap.
Yeah.
Because one, I do want to go to the gym. I maybe do want to wash the car. Like, but when I go to bed at night, I'm like, all right, you can put her to bed. I'll just wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like staying and keeping the house ahead, you know, doing the things that, because I don't have to pump, you know, it's kind of like I'm finding ways that even if you don't need them, it's just like get it done because it's just like it needs to be done, you know, even stuff that you may have done before, you know, I don't know any way to put it because I feel like it's just how I think, but yeah, to sum all that up, you're the challenge, but it's not. It's not like a hard challenge. It's just more like
it's an adjustment. For sure.
That's what I'm adjusting to.
Yeah.
Yes, the baby, but like, you know,
and Cameron
my
cooked.
wife's. Yeah, I've cooked like 5 times.
Yeah.
Breakfast like 4 days in a row.
Yes. So that's been super nice and helpful. Which Cameron is not. He does not enjoy cooking. So. Hopefully he starts to enjoy it more.
Well, I will say this: I've enjoyed it because. I know it's a way for you to get
some relief.
But also you get nutrition for a River.
Yeah.
For yourself and for River.
Right. You're like for River.
But it's the only way that she's going to get what she needs because it's coming through you. So it's just like, all right, well, I can't make her blow all her energy onto cooking and then don't want to really eat full. So it's like, you go. What?
No, I get that.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been an adjustment for sure. It's been a good adjustment, a big adjustment, but a good one. And I think even with having a baby that's a good baby, it's still like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like just getting up and out of the house is a task. We have all kinds of bags and like diaper bag, pump gear, cooler for milk, like then my purse, and like it's just the stroller, the this, the that. It's like it's just such a task, and then it's like, okay, she's got to eat first. Oh wait, let me change her diaper. Right. Oh wait, and then so I mean, it's fun. It's just it is
like we have to time everything precisely. If we want to have a easy going day, it has to be precisely
and we
timed.
We need to plan what we're gonna do.
Yeah, like 2 days before.
So I mean, it's cool though. I think I didn't really know what to expect out of being parents. I just kind of was open-minded because I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. But we're here now, and it's good. It's really good.
And she's not.
She's not really down for all of this, though. She's like, all right, y'all, wrap this up.
Right, but yeah.
Okay, so now that we're like in it, it's been over a month. We're ready to kind of get back into the swing of working. Obviously, this podcast is going up later than we typically schedule them because we're just like trying to figure out how things are going to work. And it's really, like we've been saying, so nice to have help. So my mom is like, well, I can watch her like twice a week to let you guys work and do whatever you have to do. And I know your mom is going to be able to step in. And my aunt is like coming over on Wednesdays now. And like, you know, it's just like people are just trying to step in for us. And it's super helpful. But like, how do you feel about getting back into work?
I'm ready to get back into something constructive. But I think now...
Just took his mocktail.
That is crazy. I think now, more than ever, like taking time seriously. Like I'm out of the two of us, I'm definitely the more time conscious one. And she sometimes may get annoyed with me because I like reiterate it over and over again, because she doesn't like the time thing. But now it's just like we have to like tap in and be locked into the time we do have.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it can get away. And honestly, being quite forward, we didn't do what we said we were going to do before River got here. Yeah. And now I'm like, well, she's here, and we can't have that same mindset. So, you know, it's kind of like we have to really, I don't know. I think now that's my thing going forward. It's just like my bad habits, your bad habits, we need to erase them immediately. Yeah. There's no time to like, oh, we can work. No, they have to be done. Yeah, and then we got to see them every day.
I agree. For me, I won't say I don't like being time conscious. It's just, you know, more of a challenge for me, which is honestly where the Top 3 notebook came from, because I am just chronically like
not on time,
very last minute. Yeah, just like I am a procrastinator at heart. Like, and that's not just with getting tasks done. That's with like getting to appointments on time, or like, you know, if it takes 6 minutes to get there, I'm leaving 6 minutes before the appointment time.
You're not
like,
accounting like parking.
I'm not accounting anything else. No traffic, nothing. Nothing.
I'm just like, bro.
But now I do feel like time is just so much more precious. It's like, it's unreal. Like, I'm like, okay, I have a few minutes. Let me try to do this. Yeah. Like, so I mean, I feel like we just have a whole different mindset now. Like, when I was pregnant, I think we were getting there. But like, now that she's here, it's like, okay, it's game time. We really don't have a choice. And then we have things that we really want. Like, we're ready to move. We're ready to hit certain goals. Like, we're ready to like really just amp it up. Like, I'm 30, you're 31. We have a baby. Like, I'm like, we need to make this stretch of 30s just like elite. We need to be on fire, you know? And so, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, I just got to get things done. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and boom. Be on time.
And be on time.
Be before time.
Be early.
Yeah. You're on time.
Yeah, and for me too, that looks like having certain days designated, like we talked about earlier, just designating certain days and times for certain things, which is somewhat of a challenge with a newborn. But I think with having help, like we can stack our schedules around like when we have that help, so that can be like our most optimized work time.
I think structure is something that we've kind of, in a way, got away from. Mm-hmm. And I think now integrating that back into our lives and what it looks like going forward is what's going to matter the most. Yeah. But also, it's so easy to be like, oh, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3, the fun things. But honestly, what made you who you are and what makes us who we are is the fact that we stick to stuff when we say it. And so now more than any other time, it's that time to do so.
Yeah.
So if we got something that's supposed to be locked in work wise, that's what got to come after the river.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? We have to commit to that, because sometimes we'll say something and then it ends up never getting done,
but
because we're not honestly taking it serious enough.
And I think the difference too was like, I personally feel like we needed to have a baby right now, because you think you have so much time when you really just don't. You don't. And like, even having a baby and being like, oh my gosh, she's like a month old, or like, you know, like a month already passed, you know, or even just like the day, how fast the day goes by, because like half of it is spent tending to her. So like when you do have a small pocket of time, it's like you gotta use it.
Yeah.
And so I think now that will make us even more productive. Even though we have less time to use, I feel like the time we do have, we're gonna use it so much more constructively than we did before. Yeah. Because we just had all the time before, you know, or we thought we did at least. Yeah. So anyway, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No. Cheers to parenthood. Shout out to all the new parents, all the OG parents, all the becoming parents. Honestly, like anything else in life, make your relationship, and make your parenting style yours.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
There is advice you can take from people, absolutely. There are ways you can be inspired, absolutely. But, you know, let things be yours. Yeah. Like, that's my only thing. And husbands, hang in there. Husbands, hang in there, man. Y'all got it. Women, moms, wives, be easy on your boys.
Oh gosh, no, guys, make it easy for your woman.
Guys,
she
can
for real, make it easier.
That's the real hack, though. Like that's what I do. It's just like I already make it easier, so she feels like she's making it easier. I don't really have anything
to complain about, honestly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you follow us on Sips of Success podcast. Does it have podcast at the end? Okay. Yeah. Make sure you follow us on Sips of Success podcast and on Demand Fam to stay up to date with us throughout the week in between each episode.
Yeah. So if you rock with me, then you rock with us. We're going to see you on the next one.
Bye.